Hello, Facebook friends. Father Frank Pavone here, National Director of Priests for Life. Today I'm speaking to you from Washington, D.C. I'm here today and tomorrow meeting with various leaders in the religious and political world. Just a brief greeting to you today. And of course, we're meeting with a lot of these leaders to talk about follow-up to the election and how all of us need to stay activated to carry out and help our newly elected officials carry out the promises, the pledges, the necessities that they know need to be done to keep our country on the right track, especially when it comes to the culture of life. And in that regard, I just want to leave you with one thought today. When we say that we voted pro-life and we urged people to vote pro-life, we are not trying to package under one umbrella or embody in one particular candidate or even party all issues that relate to human life. Because after all, if an issue doesn't impact human life, why is it an issue in the first place? And in that sense, every issue can be called a pro-life issue, but that's not the way in which we're using the term. When we say the pro-life movement, when we say we voted pro-life, and when we say we're going to make progress on pro-life, we're talking about something very, very specific. And that is that there is a particular group of people, the children yet in their mother's wombs, who have been deprived of their most basic right, which is the right to life. So we are pro-life. We are in favor of the right to life, and therefore we are focused on that group of people, the only group of people who are under the law completely deprived of that right, namely the children in the womb who can still be aborted. And so our mission in the pro-life movement is to end abortion. Our mission at Priests for Life is to end abortion. The mission of countless other pro-life groups with which you collaborate every day. Our chosen mission, our calling in life and our passion is to stand up for these most defenseless children and to restore their right to life under the law, which means to protect them from the violent act of abortion. And many people are afraid, both in their language and in their actions, to focus in on the single problem of abortion. But if that's your calling, you should have no problem focusing in on that. Doesn't mean you're saying that the other issues aren't important. They are. It doesn't mean you're saying that other people aren't called to address these other issues. They are. And more power to them. God bless them. But when you start a group and you say you want to live out your own vocation and you want to define a mission for your group, to focus in on abortion specifically and exclusively is not only your right, but we need such groups. We need a movement focused in on this one particular problem. And so we're sharpening our focus. We're sharpening the focus of all of those that work with us, and that's what we mean. We're going to make progress in these coming months, in these next couple of years, significant progress in restoring the right to life to children in the womb to protect them from the violence of abortion. That's what we mean. That's what we're talking about. If that's not your focus, that's not your focus. But let's start talking plainly instead of just arguing about this term pro-life, and meanwhile I have one thing in my mind when I say it and somebody else has something completely different in their mind. Let's talk more explicitly. Let's use a few more words to speak about the fact that no, what we're trying to do is end abortion. And that focus, by the way, and that goal is worth a lifetime of effort. It's worth a lifetime of focus for individuals, for groups, for entire organizations. The problem is big enough. In fact, there's no problem that's bigger. And name one thing that claims more human life than abortion. You're not going to find any such thing. It is the greatest act of violence against the weakest group of members of the human family. So I want to encourage you to keep that focus. I want to encourage you who have that focus to continue to support us. And I'll be continuing to speak to you in the coming days. Remember, Monday I'm going to be sending out another action alert regarding our communication with all the members of Congress about all the pro-life, again, ending abortion priorities that need to be pursued in the 115th Congress that will begin right after the new year. The 114th Congress is now concluding, and with a new president who is interested in protecting the unborn and ending abortion, we're going to make significant progress. But we need you to be engaged. So just like I called you to be active during the election, I'm calling you to be active now in the post-election and help us implement the agenda and fulfill the promises. And to do that, go to stopabortionnow.org. And in stopabortionnow.org, you'll be able to sign up for our action alerts, and we will give you specific things to do, action-related items that will encourage our newly elected officials to do exactly what they have promised to do. We had a great victory in this election. We continue to celebrate it. I hope you do too. We're going to have even more victories, brothers and sisters. We're going to have even more. Just like I said to you during the election, we're going to see some great victories. Now I'm saying to you after the election that those victories are going to continue to come. They're going to continue to come to our movement. They're going to continue to come to our country. And by the way, in that regard, let me make one more point before I leave you this afternoon. There are a lot of people saying now, oh, well, you know, our nation was divided during this election, so now we've got to come together, we've got to make peace, we've got to heal, we've got to reconcile. Listen, only to a certain degree. Because the fact of the matter is, one of the reasons why the election was so contentious is that there are certain things that cannot be tolerated in this nation. Because if they are tolerated, the nation won't survive. And baby killing is one of those things. You can't have a nation that's half pro-life and half pro-abortion. It doesn't work. We have to eradicate abortion. You can't tolerate it. You can't live at peace with it. Scripture warns us, and you see it in Jeremiah chapter 6, the warning, woe to those who say peace, peace, when there is no peace. We're not here to make peace with the party, the philosophy, the mentality that we were trying to defeat in the election. What we were trying to defeat in the election, and what we're working to defeat in our post-election efforts, is the evil of child killing. We're not going to give any space, any room for that. And so we're going to continue to work to eradicate any policy from our nation, any support in our nation for the killing of a baby. There is no room for that. You can't have peace. You can't say, oh, let's all get together, you know, and those of us who are pro-life will continue to be pro-life, and we'll respect everybody else if they're pro-abortion. There's no room for being pro-abortion if what you're talking about is the violent killing of babies, which is what abortion is. We don't want to leave any room for that. We can't leave any room for that. And so when we talk about building on the victories in this election, we're not interested in giving any consolation to those who are in favor of abortion. We're not going to give 1 inch in public policy to those who are in favor of having abortion continue. So we put those public officials in the Democratic Party who are in favor of this, because that is the party that favors abortion. Just look at the votes, look at the positions, take a look for yourself. Those that are in public office and are going to continue to be in public office that have a pro-abortion position, we are going to be in your face, we are going to be battling with you, we are going to be blocking you at every turn. We are not interested in placating you. We are not interested in giving 1 inch of room to the pro-abortion mindset or pro-abortion policies. And I don't want anybody to think that when we talk about, oh, you know, let's all be nice to each other once again, I don't want anybody to think that that means that we relent in any way from the effort to totally smash and crush and eradicate abortion policies from our nation. That's the only way that our nation survives, when we get rid of abortion completely. So thanks for partnering with us in this great mission. We are going to succeed, and we love being able to work with you on that success. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. God bless you.